I lost my job. Um, so yes, I lost my job. Honestly, I'm gonna start this off by saying, am I mad? Yes, I am mad because I have no money. I am on unemployment. I do get SNAP benefits, which is for food. But now that Donald Trump is deciding to cut it, that's a whole nother story and something to figure out. But I do get jobs here and there because I do carpentry, so there are jobs that I can get. Am I super mad? No, because I fucking hated that job. I fucking hated that boss. I fucking hated the whole environment in which I was working. I need to work at places where I feel like I could be myself. If one day I come in here bubbly and I'm very loud and I'm very energetic, can I do that? If one day I come in here and I'm like, I don't really feel like talking to anybody. Can I do that? That was a job where I could kind of do it because it's carpentry. Like, it's not a personality based, it's a skill based thing. Like, usually the people who do really well at carpentry or any of these skills, they tend to be dicks. Let's be real. And a lot of the places that I've worked tend to allow bosses to be dicks. Like in the kitchen, you guys know how chefs are allowed to be, and also in carpentry. So I probably was working there for about 6 months. I work at a place that does carpentry, that does carpentry for design, that does designs. Mainly it's a design company that maybe like if you're having an event, we build shit for it. So for example, we build something for the Capital One Center, the Capital One Arena, um, for I think like a football game or whatever it may be, or some type of concert. I also understood the fact that my boss said that there are fast seasons and there are slow seasons. Fast seasons obviously means that there's a lot of work, there's a lot of hours. Slow season obviously means that there's not much work. So I understood that, right? So first when the slow season started, I left, I came home, and then months were passing by and I was fine because I thought that I had a job that I was coming back to. Um After a few months, I was like, I realized it started getting to like December. Sorry, that is actually when it started, right? We are now in October, right? It started really around I was working It started around April, May. Sorry, I'm completely off grid. It started around April, May. They laid me off. They didn't lay me off, they furloughed me. When they did furlough me, I was like, okay, cool, I have a job that I'm coming back to. Then when a few months start passing by, I'm like, these I don't trust them. I don't trust them because let's be real, the culture in there did not like me. They didn't either like how opinionated or outspoken I was when it came to certain things, or they didn't like how standoffish I was when it came to certain people. And I am not going to fake nothing for you. I'm not a dick sucker. I'm not sucking my boss's dick. I'm not sucking my boss's dick, yo. So I had a feeling in the back of my head they might try some weird shit because he seems like a kind of grimy ass person. Like this nigga has kids and he went to a he went to music practice for the kid. And one of the guys that work at our business said like, oh, he came in and was like mad that the kids were being so loud and like jumping around and blah blah. Nigga, it's kids. It's kids. It's kids. Like what why are you such a grouch? So he comes off that way. And then this is also a nigga that tries to come to work and with painted fingernails. I don't trust no white man that paints his fingernails because a lot of the times they think that is a rite of passage to almost make it seem as if they're different enough to understand people who are different, or they don't really fit into the standard of white supremacy, because we know we all this whole culture of working and is built on white supremacy. So they don't want to seem like they fit it. They want to seem like they color outside the lines. Okay, boo, you color outside the lines. Um so I just all of those little things I just did not trust. at all. Finally, I'm like, you know what? Let me message him. So I recently just messaged him, and I think I messaged him like a month ago, and I was like, "Do you know when we're coming back to work?" Boom! No, actually, no. Hold on, because that's not even gonna make sense to the story. Before I even texted him that, this man had the audacity to message me and tell me to change my email address or my stuff for the job that I work in, the payroll system, because they're deciding to go with another new payroll person. So you're getting paid by somebody else, knowing in your head you're not bringing me back. Why? And I'm still trying to figure out, why would he do that if he knows? I think he knew already in his head he was not bringing me back. So what do you need me on the new payroll for? And he decided when he decided to do it, I was like, okay, well, he definitely bringing me back if he's asking me to do this like literally a month before the usual time that people come back. So I'm like, okay, then I really don't have anything to be worried about. Bruh, a month later, I message this man and I say, do you know when work is starting back? He says, oh yeah, we don't think you're a good fit for the company, so we're not bringing you back. Because what the fuck are you talking about? You had me waiting here. If I had known that you weren't gonna bring me back, then I would have been looking for something, buddy. Fuck boy. I would have been look for something. Fuck is we doing? So it's just like, it felt spiteful. Bro, I was thinking about coming to the job and like fucking that man up, bro. That's how mad I was at, because I was just like, I felt like he was being spiteful with it. I felt like he was laughing while he was sending me the message, because I knew he didn't like me. And when I was working there, he knew I didn't give a fuck that he didn't like me. So I still moved the way that I was moving. I still did it. And let's be real, like, as a black person, when white people move that type of way, just out of survival instinct, you just gotta assume they're racist. Just out of survival instinct. They have some type of prejudice, which most white people do inherently, because that's the system in which they're built up around. So there are things that are going to be put in your head. The same way when it comes to men, most men have inherent misogynistic ways of being, because that is how they were raised. It doesn't mean like they can't grow out of it. It doesn't mean anything like that, but it takes work. It doesn't just come. Um, so inherently these niggas is racist. And if you're not putting work into actually like unlearning that shit and learning the systems in which you were taught, then you don't really care, which starts to make it look like blatant racism. So in the back of my head, sometimes just for survival and to be able to protect yourself mentally and all these things, you just gotta assume niggas are racist and go about your day. Go about your fucking day, yo. Because there should be a sensitivity, but they don't care. That's a whole nother conversation on whether they believe that they should be sensitive around certain cultures, because like that's a whole nother conversation on empathy and how we imagine empathy and all these type of things. So we're not gonna get into that. But he tells me on why he's not bringing me back. He says, well, you make too many errors and you forget too many things and make too many mistakes. My guy, I told the boss that I suffer from cognitive disabilities, not only from having ADHD, but I was in a car accident. I have traumatic brain injury, right? So my memory is depleting every day. Most of the days that I live, I don't even remember what happened a good 30 minutes ago, unless I really think. And I make a joke, I don't remember anything about myself from 5 minutes ago, but it be low key true sometimes. I don't be remembering shit. And I told him I take medication for it. So now it feels like you're starting to violate certain things, because there are agreements when it comes to working and people with disabilities. You should be able to look out for certain stuff like that. Even when they tell you, you should have took note of that. a part of myself kind of wants to go to the EEOC and figure this stuff out, but I have fears that like they might try to bring up other things about me working there, or like coming late and all of these type of things that they could just have an excuse for. So it's like, what's the like? So I just want to do it because it's like, if I have nothing to lose and I have all the time in my hands, I have no job. So I can do that. I can do that, baby. We could go there and it could just be a side mission for me, bitch. It could be just a side mission for me. I am still looking for work. I have an interview on Monday, so hopefully that goes well. And I just want you guys to just kind of keep me in your mind, keep me in your prayers, and hopefully I get this shit. Like just hopefully let's get this shit together. I want you guys to remember that you are who you are. Sometimes you are trying your best, and sometimes you have to admit to yourself you're not trying your fucking best. You could do better. Sometimes you have to admit that you need help. Sometimes you have to admit that you're dealing with something, whether it be a disability or an addiction issue, and stop trying to admit that you can do it by yourself. You can't. You can't. Once you admit to yourself you have a disability, you can't do it by yourself. You can't. So I hope you guys take that in. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for just being open to my story, my conversations, and the person that I am. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.